All right, coming from sitting up in our seat, nice and straight, we're going to bring our hands down by our sides. Look down at our feet, make sure they're about hips width apart. Good job. If you don't know what hips width apart is, you can take your two fists, press them together, and hug the inner arches of your knees around your fists. And look down and see a nice capital H. You want to continue to sit up nice and straight. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And just take a few breaths. Keep the back body aligned. If you want to bring it away from the back of the chair, you can. Or you can lean your back on the chair, but make sure that you're sitting up really straight, okay? We don't want to slouch on the chair. Our goal is to use the core to keep us sitting up straight in our bodies. Okay, we're gonna bring the chin to the chest, just to kind of feel a sense of how we are feeling in this moment. Then take the gaze up, look up. Chin back to the chest. And back up with the head. Chin to the chest. And then come over and bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And just stay present, stay here. Take the chin back to the chest. And then the left ear to the left shoulder. Chin back to the chest. Right ear to the right shoulder. Chin back to the chest. Left ear, left shoulder. Come back to center. Bring your hands onto the tops of your thighs. And just pause for a few moments. Close the eyes and notice the flow of the breath naturally enter the body. And then on the exhale, relax. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, breathe in. And then exhale and let go. Take our hands, lift them up high overhead. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Look up, gaze up. And just stay here for a moment. If you like to back bend, you can, but you're in mountain pose. Squeeze the core, lift up through the pelvic bowl. Try not to use your shoulders to keep yourself up. And then slowly bring the arms down by the side. Feel the blood rush down the arms. Inhale, arms are reaching up, lifting up overhead. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the ceiling. Look up, gaze up, and just feel the stretch in your wrist. And then bring the hands back down by the side. Don't worry, we're gonna do the left and the right, but just to give our arms a little break. And now we're gonna come behind us and interlace the fingers behind us to pull the shoulders down. So we went up and now we're going down. If you wanna just rest your hands on the sacrum, you can. That's that tailbone area, or you can lift your arms up as high as you like. And really press the shoulder blades together. Let the heart lift up out of the chest. Beautiful, beautiful. And then bring the hands down by the side. Chin back to the chest and just go in for a few head rolls. If you want to bring your hands to your thighs, you can. You can keep them dangling. 2 more rolls. Last one. And come back to center. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead, interlace the fingers, palms up to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And we're gonna lean to the right together. And then we're gonna pivot up, look up like we're looking into the inside of our left arm. Yeah, beautiful. Come back to center and lean to the left. Pivot up, look into the inside of the right arm. Come back to center. Hands come down by the side. Arms come back up. Let's do this 3 times. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, arms come up. Allow yourself to have that pause. Find that break in the movement of your arms. Let the arms flow. Last one. Hands come back down by the side. Yeah, beautiful. And just shake it out. And maybe even take your hand and extend it out. So take your left hand, extend it out in front of you, take your right arm behind you and just stretch out. Try to keep your hips square to the chair and into the room in front of you, but look over to your right side. Come back to center, bring the arms back in, and just like you're punching out with your right hand, bring your right hand forward, take your left hand back and look over to the left side. And take a few breaths. Come back to center, bringing the arms back in and just kind of press it back and forth. 2 more. Last one. Ooh, and shake those arms out. Hey, yeah, that should feel really good. Good, 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 good. All right. Take a breath. Breathe in and out. Let's take our hands. Get some heat going. Get the heat going. Beautiful. And you're going to take the knuckles of your palm and you're going to press them into your eyes. Being gentle, just start to kind of rotate around. Breathe in and breathe out. As you do this, don't hold the breath. Start to bring the massage around to the temples and to the middle of the forehead, down the cheeks, to the jaw. Maybe even tracing that cheek area a few times. Take your ring finger, bring it to the inner sides of each eye, and just gently rotate around the under eye area, kind of massaging that area. Come around the eyebrow and just trace a few times. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Come around the nose where the sinus cavity is and just kind of pull out and give it a little break, especially if you got allergies right now. This can feel really good. Make sure you're breathing. Take your fingertips and like scissors, go right into your ears. And kind of massage around the neck. Come down to the heart and just place your hand on your heart. And just sit there for a second. See if you can just feel a certain kind of emotion. Maybe go in deep for gratitude or love or appreciation and just ponder on that for a few moments. And see if you can embrace yourself to receive that and give that in this practice. Come down to the belly, same thing. See if you can just feel the fire in your stomach, kind of get this sense of your belly area. And then to your thighs. Kind of rotate around, coming down the legs, and come back up. And let's go through our first flow of the class. All right. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Gaze up. If you can back bend slightly. Exhale, forward fold, and we're going to take it slow. So just rest your belly on top of your leg. So thighs are doing all the work. They're holding you up. Chin to the chest. And feel each breath kind of massage the spine. Slowly half lift, flat back. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Stay there for a second. Feel your belly get strong, strong belly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, hands back up to the sky. And then hands come back down. Beautiful. All right, take our legs and bring them together. Kind of get yourself comfortable in that seat. Hands come up overhead, bring the hands to heart center. Twist your body so that you bring the elbow down the center line. You're twisting over to the right. Take a breath, come back to center, squeezing the core, then twist to the left. Back to center, twist to the right. And wherever you are, just come down like an airplane and bring the left elbow to your thigh. It doesn't matter if it's on the right side or left side, just do your best to try to be stable. Wherever it is, don't put it in the middle of your legs. Try to put it on either the right or the left. And if you can, hook it over, go for that hook so that you can get the most out of the twist. Keeping the hands pressed together. And breathe. Come back up, come back to center. We're going to twist to the left, come back to center, twist to the right, come back to center, twist to the left, and then bring that elbow down, right or left. You can hook it over, keep the palms pressed, gaze is up. Come back up, come back to center, twist back, take the hands up, lift them up, keep them together, take the elbows, squeeze the biceps towards the ears, roll the shoulders back and gaze is up. Thunderbolt, seated thunderbolt. Bring the hands back down and then drop them by the side, and you can open up the legs. Take your heels, keep them grounded, but lift up your toes. Bring the foot back down, then lift up the heels, keep the toes on the ground. And just do this a few times. And if you like, you can kind of lift up a leg and maybe even rotate the ankle a little bit on each side. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You don't have to, but just a suggestion. And bring the feet back to hips width apart. That's that space where we have that ability to look down and see that capital H. Good job. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Bring the shoulders to shoulders length. Extend the arms out. Fingertips are wide, like a eagle spreads its wings. Sit up nice and straight in that seat, and then start to just roll the shoulders, lifting up towards the ears, and then down. Lifting up and down. And then back we go. Arms come up, reach up overhead, and then hands come to shoulders length. Shoulders now stay where they are and bring the hands and bring them down by the sides, but come back up to shoulders length. Arms come up overhead and then twist down back to shoulders length and pause. Then arms come down by the sides and come back up to shoulders length. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then let the arms come all the way down and shake it out. All right. We're going to bring the hands up overhead, but this time we're going to pivot over and look over to our left side, to our right side, and then bring our hands down to the outside of the right leg. And bring the right hand behind you to give you support. And take that gaze over the shoulder. Imagine your breath can flow all the way from the crown of your head down to your feet. And exhale any stale air that might be in your back or your belly. And just relax and pause in your seated twist. Come back up, arms reach up overhead. We're going to come on to the other side and then we're going to twist. And this is what it looks like from behind in case you ever wonder. And we take that gaze and we look over our left shoulder. I'll move that chair just so you can see me. Same thing, we're just doing the other side. And breathe. All right, come back to center. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and move my seat around. Arms reach up, lift up overhead, and we're gonna come down through a flow. So belly comes down to the thighs, relax the belly. Pause for a few moments. We're not gonna do a flow that's fast. We're just gonna kind of go with the moment. And then half lift, flat back. Forward fold. Then we come back up. We rise back up. And then hands come down by your side. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to take our hands and we're going to scoop up on our leg. So take your right knee, kind of lift it up. If you want to keep your toe on the ground, you can, but if you can, let that foot hover over the ground. Allow the arms to be extended out all the way so the elbows are straight. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hunch back, take the chin to the chest, and just let the full extension of our back, that area like right in the mid back, the upper mid back body stretch. And just breathe in and out. So basically all you're doing is sitting there with your knee in your hands and letting gravity do the stretching for you. Now we're going to reverse. We're going to bring the knee up as high as we can. So bring it in towards the armpit. All right, sit up tall, roll the shoulders back away from the ears and take the gaze up. And place that foot back down on the ground. All right, let's do the other side. So find that place that you can bring your knee. If you can allow the foot to hover, allow the foot hover. If not, remember you can place a toe on the ground. All right, move this way. So we're going to start out hunching that back, taking the chin into the chest. And then lifting up, letting the chest shine bright, looking up, gazing up. And then coming back into center and bringing the foot back down. Beautiful. Open up the legs. Give yourself some space. Bring the chest down and then pull back. And come back forward. and then pull back. So kind of like what we just did with our back. You know how we just kind of hunched it forward and then we pulled it back? Think about doing that, but bringing the belly now into the posture in an unrestricted way, because the legs is wide open, where before the knee was kind of stopping that. And use that core to help you come up and down. Think about the resistance of gravity and your breath, right? Because even though you have, you don't seem to think it, but gravity is playing a role in this, especially when you bring your head down. And then when you come back up, you're going against that grain. And that's where you get some of that resistance and strength in your core. Last one. And then we're going to go over and do some circles, some hip rolls. Do about 4 on each side, matching the breath to the movement. And from here, you'll see where we go next. All right, come back up into the center. We're going to take our right shoulder, wiggle the right shoulder, and then bring that right shoulder down, just dropping it down in between our legs. Keeping our hand on our thigh. So right shoulder down the midline. Come back up. Do the left as well. Bringing that left shoulder down the midline. Come back up. Let's do the other side again. This time it should be easier. Come back up, inhale, and then exhale. All right, beautiful, beautiful. So heel the feet back to hips width apart. And now we're going to do some cat-cows. So now your cat-cow should be really, really awesome because you've already worked out so many other parts of your body. So you're going to get more benefit. What I want you to do is take the belly, protrude it forward, lift up through the pelvic bowl, lift the heart up like it's going towards the sky. Let your head hang back just a little bit so that your chin can go up. Keep your hands on your thighs. Here we are in our cow part of the pose. And just take a breath and feel what that feels like for you. See if you need to adjust it in any way. And then we're going to reverse, bring the chin to the chest, hunch that back. Remember when we were holding the knee, right? So hunch that back like it's going towards the back of the chair, chin to the chest. And then come forward, pressing the belly forward, heart comes up, gaze is up. And then reverse. Let's do 2 more of those. I'm gonna come back down, come back into that space and pause for a second. This would be like our child pose, but we're just going to come into the space in our chair. And just take a second. Notice any places that might still be resistant. And breathe. And let's go through a flow. When you're ready, lift up your arms, reach them up high overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up wide, high overhead. And then bring the hands onto the sides of the chair. All right, we're going to take our right foot and we're going to bring it over towards the right side. And we're just going to open up that leg. Our legs should be making like a half a square, all right, or like an L. All right, or a backwards L. It's some kind of L shape depending which way you look at it. Okay, now hold on to the chair if you need to. But if you can let go, extend those arms out, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and then look over the right fingertips. Bring the gaze back to center and bring the hands back onto the chair. Bring the right foot back to meet the left. And then we're going to do the other side. So open up to that L shape on the other side, that half a square. Extend the arms out if it's okay, if it's in your practice or you're in a comfortable chair. And then look over the left fingertips. Come back to center. Bring the hands back down. Come back into your legs in that position where you're stable, your base position. We're going to do it again, but this time, if let's say like this, we're going to open up into that seated warrior kind of stance. But if you don't want to put your leg out, you're in the opposite direction, you don't have to. So you can stay and just come back to the same space where we started. Or if it's in your practice, you can extend out that leg, the left leg, so that it's as straight back as possible, 45-degree angle with the foot. The right foot is facing towards the right wall and the knee is stacked on top of the right ankle. And then you can bring your hands out and look over your fingertips. So we're in our seated warrior 2. Modify as you need to. Really feel the length. So that stretch, squeeze the core, sit up a little bit taller. All right, I know the chair is here, but still try to keep it as active as possible, as if the chair wasn't. And then bring the arms down by the side. You're going to tilt yourself in and then bring the feet back to hips width apart. Beautiful. And just kind of shake that out maybe. Yeah. And let's go back and forth to the left and the right before we go on to the other side. Yeah, I see y'all twisting. Good job. All right, come back to center. When you're ready, you're gonna take that left foot. Remember, if you don't want to go through the full warrior, you don't have to. But make sure the knee is stacked on top of the ankle and then bring that right leg back, 45-degree angle. Get yourself in that seat in a way that you feel 1000% stable. You shouldn't be wobbly in any way. Extend the arms out and then look over your left fingertips. And breathe. Beautiful. All right. Come back into center. Toe heel the feet back together. Bring the hands back down. Yes, thank you so much. All right, let's go through a flow. Arms rise, reach up, lift up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up high, and then bring the hands back down by the sides. And shake it out with the upper body this time. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Good job. All right, so we're going to come into some standing poses. So if you want to just get up and stand behind your chair, you can. Otherwise, you can squeeze up, lift up, bring those hands up high overhead. And then come behind your chair. All right, I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit. The reason why I want to do this a little earlier is sometimes I feel like we're rushing through the standing stuff. And I really want to just be able to embrace that with the chair a little bit, okay? So we are going to start out like we normally do. I just think that's the best thing, is just gauge our balance. All right, so kind of go back and forth and just get that sense. Bring your right hand onto your chair, lift up the left leg, and just pause there for a second and then bring it down. And don't worry, we're going to do some more seated poses as well. I just don't want to rush through this. And do a few of those. And bring that foot back down. And come on to the other side. Left hand onto the chair. Take the foot on the right side, lift it up and just gauge that balance, kind of tick-tocking the foot. All right, beautiful, beautiful. And today we want to add something in today, if you can. All right, and only if you can. And if you have the space, there's this area in the chair that I want to use. All right. So if you can take your foot and lift it up and just bring one foot up to where the seat is on the chair. If you have to move the chair around the other way, you can do that too, but just know you'll be kind of leaning in a little bit, right? So better to just do it this way. And just feel that stretch. Feel the stretch, feel the lift. Notice the balancing in your foot. Hold on to the chair. Don't let go of the chair. And breathe. And bring that foot back down. We're going to do the other side. Doesn't matter what side you started on. You're just doing like this leg lift. Gauging the balance. We are going to do some balancing things. So this is going to be important. And then bring that foot back down. All right. Take the feet back. Take a wider stance. And where your head can go to the top of your chair, if you can, just bring your forehead right on top of your hands, stretching out the back body, soften the knees, and just as you need to. So right now where I am, it works for me, but try to tabletop your back. So you want to get into a place where your back is as straight as possible. And you're able to almost like take your head and just massage it on your hands or massage it on the top of that chair, rolling it back and forth. If you like to add in some walks, some downward dog walks, you can do that. Kind of wiggling your tail back and forth, lifting up your heel left to right. Your choice. And breathe. Next, I want you to take even a wider stance, extending out those arms completely straight, just like the mid palm of the hand is on top of the chair. You're stretched out as far as possible. It's almost like your shoulders are coming out of your rib cage and out of your back. You're parallel to the ground beneath you. You can keep your chin to your chest, or you can lift your head up a little bit. It's your choice. Keep the knees soft until you get to a place where you feel like you can extend them and do it in a safe way. And breathe. This is really good to stretch out the lower back, the mid back. Slowly, we're going to start to walk back. Don't lift up yet. We're going to come back to forehead to the top of the chair. Okay, we're doing this in phases. So forehead to the back on top of the chair, walk it out again. On your next inhale, slowly bring your feet right behind your chair, lifting up your belly, your chest, then your head to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then shake it out. If you want to open up the legs a little bit, you can. If you're still holding on to the chair, just kind of go back and forth to the left and the right. The one left hand touches the chair, right hand touches the chair. And then come back to standing. Beautiful. All right, keep the right foot plastered to the ground. Take the left foot and bring it back. Now, this is your stance, right? Where you see me is just a suggestion. Wherever you feel the best place for your legs and your range is fine. We're going to come into some of our warrior sequence just to prepare you. So the first part of that is coming into a side angle with our legs. So just like we were when we were in the seat, our right knee is going to be stacked on top of our right ankle. That left foot is going to be behind us at that 45-degree angle. You just don't have the seat anymore there. All right. This time, though, we're also going to be pivoting our shoulders and making sure that we are aligned with our chair. It's like if we had headlights, they would be straight down the path and it would hit and reflect on the top of the chair. All right. Adjust those feet. Make sure, too, that you have some space, right? You see, this is almost a foot of space. If you're like this, you're probably going to be wobbly. So make sure that you have enough space and you feel secure and strong. You can continue to hold on to the chair or you can let go. It's your choice, but we're going to come into this warrior one. If you want to keep one hand on the chair, you can. That's how I'm doing it right now. But if you want to lift up both, you can do that as well. Just know that if you do lift up both hands, you're probably gonna have to readjust your body in order to accommodate that, okay? And if you don't wanna lift up any hands, you don't have to. I'm just gonna go somewhere in the middle. And just stay here in the warrior. Normally we're like rushing through our warrior, but let's sit here and think about what this warrior is in this pose. As you breathe in, allow for that sword. Think of your fingertips as swords to just come up towards the ceiling. Roll that shoulder away from the ear, sit a little bit lower inside that lunge if you can. Breathe in, breathe out, and imagine that there's like a ball in between your legs and it's activated. So you're pumped up. You're pumped up. That energy is flowing through the body, in through the chest. And then the hand is that sword. And it's like, whew, strong, strong warrior. Then on the next exhale, we're going to take that sword and just like a sharp tool, we're going to bring it back behind us. Bringing that left hand behind us, that left hand meets the same side of that left foot. All right. And if you want to hold on to the chair, you can, or you can bring out both your swords of your hands. Strong warrior. If you're keeping your hand on the chair, it looks like this. Otherwise, it looks like this. Look over your right shoulder. Again, plump up the body. Nice and active warrior. Lean forward, sky flip the palm, the right palm, and then pull it back. And then take your left hand, bring it on to your thigh. If you don't want to lift up that hand, that's fine. You just take your fingertips and the itty bitty tip of your fingertips is on that chair. You're still looking up though. You're still in that same posture. The shoulder is still away from the ear. You're taking that gaze up, peaceful warrior. Now you've gone through your battle. You're resting. Bring those hands back into warrior 2. Then cartwheel them around into warrior 1 and bring the hands back on to the top of the chair. Take your left foot to meet your right foot. And just bounce up and down. So those knees are soft. And take a step back and come back into that downward facing dog, that modified downward dog. And we lay our head on top of that chair. For those of you who feel like you like to come down a little bit more, you can bring your hand to the second rung of the chair, chin to the chest. It's your choice. And 2 more breaths. And then our last breath. You want to start to walk back up slowly. And so the count of 5, belly, chest, and then head start to rise up. Think of vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way to the head. And then finally, if you can, bring your hands into that mountain pose, soften the knees, gaze is up. You don't even have to open your eyes. And hands come back down to the chair. Remember, everything we're doing, you can hold on to the chair the whole time you're doing it. So you can modify as you need to. All right, we're going to do the other side. All right, so this time we want to plaster our left foot. So wiggle that left foot, plaster that left foot on to the ground. We're going to take the right foot and bring it back behind us. Comes to that 45-degree angle. All right, we're going to make sure that we bump that right hip forward, that left hip goes back so we can sit a little bit lower in that lunge and that warrior pose. That's our foundation. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the belly, tuck it in just a little bit, sit up a little bit taller, and breathe. All right, you can keep your hands here or bring up that right hand, warrior 1. If you want to bring up both hands, you could do that too. Breathe in and out, and then open up, warrior 2. Looking over your left hands or your left shoulder. Keep that gaze there, strong warrior. Remember, spears as fingertips. You're building strength in your full body. Lean forward, sky flip the palm, the left palm, draw it back, right hand comes to the thigh. Left hand either goes up or fingertips come to the tippity top of the chair. If you want to sit a little bit lower in that lunge, you can. If you want to come out of it a little bit, you can. And breathe. All right, back into warrior 2. Warrior one, we cartwheel around, bring both hands to that chair, take that right foot, bring it forward to meet the left, mountain pose. All right, let's come back into our downward dog. Take that step back and bring your head back onto the top of that chair. Remember, you can go to the rung here, or you can keep this rung up here, the top rung, top or the seat rung. And breathe. Remember, downward dog is a resting pose, so it's not active as it is in a warrior. You should be resting and regathering your energy. If you want to wiggle a little bit, you can, but just try to fill your body up with breath. And just pause. It's okay to pause in between stuff. All right, slowly come back up. Bring both feet back to the front. 5-second rule or 5 moments as you come up, belly, chest, and head, and then shake it out. All right, see what time we're doing. All right, we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, let's come into another balancing pose. I love doing this one with you guys. All right, we'll bring our hands to the tops of our chairs. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our left foot and we're going to bring it back. All right. Come back into that stance like we're in a lunge pose. So here we have our right foot. There we have our left. All right. So right and left. Hands come onto the top of the chair. All right. This time, your left foot, it can kind of poke a little bit more towards the front of the chair. It doesn't have to be so far out towards the side. All right. And what we're going to do then is we're going to lift up, holding onto the chair, lifting up on our leg. Our left leg is strong. Squeeze the glute. Okay. The glute is that area where you sit. So squeeze the glute. Take the heel, make sure that the heel is pressing towards the wall and the toe is pointed down. One more breath. If you want to even extend an arm, you can. That's your choice. You don't have to. And then come back down, bringing both your left to your right, standing right behind your chair, and then shake it out. Beautiful. That wasn't so bad, was it? Let's take a breath in, breathe in, and we're going to take our right foot and bring it behind us. Remember, this time we're kind of bringing ourselves back into that lunge position, but instead of our foot being so tilted out to that 45-degree angle, we're a little bit more aligned with the chair. It doesn't have to be completely straight, but this is in that preparation for us to lift off, okay? So once you feel strength inside your thigh and your left foot is completely pressed into the ground. You can feel the balls activate on the bottom of your foot. You can feel your thigh burning a little bit. That's when you can bring your hands to the top of that chair and just come forward. Lifting up that right leg, pressing the heel down, squeezing the glute, pressing it out of the hip body. If you want to take your hand and you can lift it up. So you can take your right hand and lift it up to try to challenge your balance more, or don't, your choice. One more breath and then come on back. Kind of just tilting back, coming back to where we started and shaking it out. And breathe. All right. And let's do another balancing pose. And I want you guys to have some strong bellies, okay? So come on to the side of your chair or behind it. We're going to do tree pose. If you have a wall and you want to use a wall, you can do wall too, your choice. So we're going to start off allowing the weight to fall right into the right foot and just lean over towards the right side. Take your left toes, place them on the mat. Take the left heel, place it right above the right ankle. This is our first part of our tree. We sit up nice and tall, stand up nice and tall, lifting through the body into the rib cage, into the heart, holding on to the chair. You can extend a branch out. Okay, your choice. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you can come up to the next rung, which is right on the foreleg, right below the knee and above the ankle. Or you can go all the way up to the thigh. All right, you don't have to. You can go anywhere you like, as long as you're not on your knee or on your joints. And while you're here, we're not done yet. Just breathe in and out. Another 5 breaths. Just when you feel like you can't do it no more, stand up a little bit taller. Using the core. Feel the balls on your feet as well activate. Those are your balance helpers. And then bring your left foot down and shake out your right. There we go. And come on to the other side. And let's shake that out before we go to the other side. Yes. You know how I love shaking stuff out. I feel like it just opens up the whole back and heart, and it's so playful. All right, so we're gonna come on to the other side. We're gonna just allow that weight to shift over to the left. You're beautiful. And then take that toe. So bring that right toe onto the mat, lift up the heel right above the ankle. And lift up through the body, nice strong body, lifting all the way up through the chest, through the heart. And breathe. If you want to challenge yourself, remember above or below the knee. You can go all the way up as high as you like. Wherever you are in that space, and then just pause for another 10 breaths. If you are doing it without hands, this is what it might look like. Might look something like this. Something like that. You have tree pose. One more breath. All right, and bring that foot back down and shake it out. All right, let's do something quick before we sit down. Bend the knees and just bring the hands up overhead, mountain pose. Bring the hands down, lift up again, and come to your seat. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, get everybody some time to get into your seats. Take a few breaths. There we go, yeah. And let's go through a flow. It's gonna be the last flow of the class. So arms rise, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms are lifted. Hands come on to the chair. Take that right foot, bring it forward. Take the left foot, cross it on top. And just extend the legs out. If you want to stay just like this, you can. Otherwise, you can bring that belly towards the thighs, chin to the chest, and just relax. There's nothing else that you have to do here. If you want to let your hands dangle a little bit, you can do that as well. Come back up, belly, chest, and head. Bring your feet back up and breathe. We're going to take that left foot, bring it out in front of us, cross the right foot on top. Sit up a little bit taller in that seat and then lean that belly forward. Doing the other side, find your sweet spot. This is really nice too after doing all that standing work and balancing work to just really stretch out the hamstrings and the thighs. Keep breathing. Come back up. Bring both feet back. Sit up tall in the seat. Bring your hands to your thighs. close the eyes and prepare for Savasana. If there's any last minute poses you want to do, you can do them now. Take like maybe the next 30 seconds to just engage those poses. If you feel like you just want to start Savasana early, you can do that as well. But take the next 30 seconds to just do any final poses. I always notice that there's things that I would never even dream of offering that people do. So you can go ahead and do that in that time. Bless you. Mm-hmm. Continue to breathe. And start to just notice your body in a way that maybe you haven't really been in tune with when you first started the class. See if you can get an overall sense of your well-being in this moment. And as you prepare for Savasana, really get yourself comfortable in your seat, completely supported. Let the legs maybe fall apart from one another. If you want to lay your back on the chair, you can. Relax the feet, the ankles, the legs. Relax the belly, the chest, the arms. Let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth. And let it go. And continue to just be here in Savasana until we close class. See if you can have an attitude of congratulations because you did such a great job today. An attitude of gratitude for just being here in this space, making it beautiful for one another. And just breathe with a sense of love. When you're ready, you can start to kind of just connect to the breath in a way where you're intentionally ready to reset for your day. Maybe even connect to your body by wiggling your toes and your hands. When you're ready, open up your eyes and connect to the world around you, allowing some light to come in, being gentle. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. Hope you have a blessed and beautiful weekend. And namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle.